It's so aggravated. My phone updated and now it has a minus.
Mine changes to where I type. I don't like it. And so I move it around and it just goes right back there. It changes the shape and then it's just, I don't like it.
Boy, we really made the survey.
I thought about that, I was like, I told them this was gonna be a light month, and then their packet is.
Well,
Why?
because it's not really meant to be printed.
Printed, right? Right.
I mean, it didn't have to be like that, but that's just how Google does it. So I could have taken more time and put it, but it's just meant to be
Well,
a digital.
I had some other questions. Go wait.
Okay.
Guys, I just wanted to say that I'm here, by the way. I'm on a call. Hi. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Or no.
And this is Jane. I'm on the call too.
Okay, hi, Jay.
Hi.
I just want to make sure I attribute the right people when they do it.
We are not tonight, whoever, was that Becky that asked?
Oh, okay.
We're just have to.
They're not doing them up on the big screen.
Not tonight.
Okay.
Did you find them? There was none.
I apologize, I didn't know what you did that, so I did.
Oh, that's okay.
Take it out of your check.
And I interrupted somebody. Sorry about that.
It's fine.
Patty is not here.
She is not, she's on a cruise.
Yeah,
No,
she's a
thank
I'll take that as a good experience.
Okay, I got 7:00, so we'll call this meeting to order. Becky, you wanna do a roll call?
Goldie, here. Carlin,
Here.
Becky, here. Dan,
Here.
Leanna,
here.
Jane,
Here.
and Mike.
Here.
Michelle is here too.
I'm here.
Sorry, we couldn't see you.
Oh, sorry, you don't want to, trust me. It's been a long drive.
Okay, and Patty,
And Judy Tyler.
Judy,
And Judy's
and
not
that's
here, right?
everybody, correct?
She might still show up.
That is something you can see,
She's not here yet.
all that are connected now.
Okay, so do we have any public comments?
Roger, do we have any public comments? And I don't have anyone signed up.
Okay. So then we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do we want to break this out, or do you want to just do it?
Typically, we just do it all together.
Okay.
If someone wants to pull something off, and we can always do that and do it separate.
Okay. So,
Madam Vice President, I move that we accept the consent agenda as it is.
I got a motion, do I got a second?
Second,
Okay, so unfinished business, do we have any unfinished
We need
business?
to vote.
Oh, we have to do a vote, okay, do a roll call vote.
Goldie,
Yes.
Carlin,
Yes,
Becky, yes. Dan,
Yes.
Leanna,
yes.
Jane,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Michelle.
Yes.
okay, so do I have to say that it passed? Okay, so the consent agenda is passed with 8 yeas. Okay, so we'll move on to unfinished business. and there's no unfinished business. So we'll go to new business. The Director Evaluation Committee update.
All right, we met last Monday, I guess a week ago, Monday. And we decided to go with a digital format with printing possible. It was divided into, one for staff and then one for board, so that some of those questions that are specific go to those groups. And then a separate form that is the staff form with a few different questions for the director as well. So our plan, should it be approved, is to email out the links to the branch managers, and that would happen tomorrow? Friday, that's right. And they would have a week to complete it, a week and a day really, because 8 a.m. Friday to 8 p.m. the following Friday. And then we have a meeting planned for the 27th to go over the results and responses.
There were a lot of questions.
And it was based a lot on the sample that we got, and then as well as some that the American Library Association, I think, had some samples on their website. So we, kind of aligned it with that as well.
And we whittled it down quite a bit.
I know, it did
Yeah, we
seem like a lot.
consolidated.
Yeah, there was a lot of redundancy.
Well, because I was on the committee last time, and I know they kind of complained that we asked a lot of questions that didn't pertain to half of them,
Mm-hmm.
so.
Yeah.
And it
So
is
the
hard.
reason, oh, sorry,
Go
go ahead. Well, I was just going to say the reason why we were talking about doing the Google form was because they can actually choose a selection that doesn't apply, and then it doesn't affect their score. We can actually just weed that stuff out. So that was part of why we did that.
And we're sure that the digital format is not, it's still anonymous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's not clicked. It just sends it to us in the form. It doesn't tell us who it came from.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if they're using Trails Library computer to do this survey,
Mhm.
then Trails Regional can't access that.
Correct. I mean,
The
their
survey is
answers-
actually hosted on Google, is why.
Okay. Okay.
It's not in with our system.
Yeah, they'll
account.
access it through just like they would any other site.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure.
And when I did this, we didn't really discuss it that night, but when I started to do this at home, I did go ahead and put the form in my personal Google. Just, I wasn't sure on the back end who had access to things. If they could get into my Google Drive here at the library and get the results. I didn't want there to be any, I wanted
No
it to be
issue,
totally
yeah.
confidential.
Right,
So there's no way any staff member could access that.
right, because
Yeah.
we had that issue. We talked about it last.
Before.
Yeah, last.
So I
time.
kept it on my personal Google, so that's where
Okay.
it's at.
Okay.
And the committee has access.
Okay. Any other questions?
Oh,
I just have a comment. This is Michelle. I appreciate how much work I know goes into constructing a document like this and getting rid of any repetition, trying to get things down to what is most needed. So thank you very much for that.
yes, this is Jane. I worked on the evaluation last year too, and what we were missing was a lot of the NAs that they didn't have to answer. So there was a lot of
Mhm.
issues on that. So I'm glad that we've got that incorporated in the evaluations this time.
So will Google help you compile all that information as it comes in?
Yes,
So put
Yeah,
it in
it'll
a
be
spreadsheet, right?
super easy, yeah,
Yeah,
it'll go
yeah,
out into
this-
the spreadsheet.
That was really hard.
We can kick out the NAs and,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really-
So if there's 5 questions in a section and they answer 3 of them that don't apply, then it'll weed that out and they still get the average of the 2 that they did, rather than giving them a skewed score because, 3 of the things didn't apply to them. If that makes sense.
Did that,
So when the results are compiled, who sees them?
The committee.
committee?
Right now, the committee are the only ones that have access to the form and results.
And then you guys will provide a report for the board?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to
And
clarify.
the discussion was, and this was, how Patty said it went last time, was that at the meeting in closed session, we discuss, and then you're brought in to discuss with you. So you don't see the results before that. Is that correct? Or,
So I know last year you guys met with me in my office first, right? And then we did a closed session with the board.
because I wasn't, I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I thought we'd take it to you and let you know, here's kind of
And
our findings.
I think that's
And then
how
we
it
would
was
take it
last
to the
year.
board and say, here's what we found.
No, I don't think we met with you.
Yeah, y'all met in my office. Because remember, I was like, well, am I gonna get something in writing? And Scotty was like, well, I'll write a letter, and then I never got a letter. I never got anything that in writing of any form, put in my file, or for me to have.
But
It should be really easy to provide a printout of the result and that sort of thing for that.
Like a summary?
Yep. Either digitally or a printed version. I mean, either one should be really easy with Google Docs.
I don't remember though giving you the results. I know we discussed about how to do it
Yeah, y'all came and,
in your office.
yeah, and
But I didn't remember giving you the results of that.
yeah. I think you met with me 2 times, actually, one to go over kind of the process and everything, and then you met with me after you got all the results, individually with just the committee in my office. And then at the very next board meeting, we had a closed session, and then, but actually, I think the board went into closed session 2 times, because I think the board as a group discussed it first. Then they met with me individually, and then the next meeting is when they brought the closed session. I'd have to go back and look for sure, but I think that's, it doesn't matter to me.
I'll take your word for it.
Does anybody have any input on how they think that
But
works best?
I thought the board met first and we went over the results.
Well, the committee is planning to meet and go, and kind of make the report.
I know there was a closed session where it was discussed, and I think that was before anything ever happened. So they kicked me out, and then the meeting was over. And then I think they came to my office as the committee and met with me, and then they went over the whole thing at the next board meeting.
Yeah, because we
In
gave you,
closed session.
a.
Or I think they didn't do it in closed session that time.
No, but we gave you the results and, because I don't think we had a copy for you that night.
No,
And we gave you the comments and things that were made. Because we had printed off the comments.
I didn't get anything. Until later. Much later.
Well, I think we probably ought to decide that.
Yeah, I think,
At some point.
I think before you're presented with the results, the board should be committee.
Mm-hmm.
And then go into closed session.
Full session, discuss it, so
And
that would be
then-
the January meeting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then meet. then
Okay, so
have
there's
you
no
come-
need to meet with you before that.
No.
They met with me after that. And then in the next board meeting, did an open session, just a summary of the eval and kind of how it went, but not in depth and all that like you would in a closed session.
But I think we had the discussion about who was going to write us the report for your,
In the closed session,
no, when we met in your office.
maybe, I don't remember.
It's been hard to go.
For me, this is Goldie, I like the idea of giving you a summary. I don't know that we should show you the comments exactly.
And that's one thing that I've always received comments before any job that I've ever worked, because a lot of times that's more helpful to me than the number score.
We compiled the comments, they weren't on the survey.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who said what.
I think one of
it's
the
just-
issues would be if the comment was specific where you could be like, oh, well, that's obviously
And you
that
guys could
makes,
change,
you know.
you know what I'm saying, where you
Yeah,
could
it's
change it where it wouldn't be obvious,
No,
like,
I want
oh,
you to
quarter
get
branch or whatever.
Specific
Yes.
feedback. I just think that we should probably summarize the
Yes,
comments.
yes.
better than-
And there may be like 5 of the same type of content.
Right,
You can just
right.
compile it together,
Yeah.
yes. That's what I have always gotten.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's what I've always done in evaluation, okay. And those people who are on the committee, does that sound like something that would be workable for you all?
I think so.
Yep,
Yep.
yep, I was writing it down for when we meet again.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess we need to, vote on these surveys. Correct, if this is what the board wants to present.
Yeah, if you want
I
to,
mean,
but I
that's
think,
all,
but
or-
I think also it was at the last meeting, it was, determined that the committee would decide, basically, from, you know, the forms and the process. At least that's what it said in the minutes.
Basically, that we would approve what the committee decided to do as the evaluation.
Okay, so is this
So
what
if
you
there's
have
any
decided?
changes that are, you know, brought up, then I can make those changes to the surveys, before we send them out. So as long as we're good to go, then.
I didn't see anything that jumped out at me.
Okay, so what do we do with this? Just move on, or?
You can just move on because you already, and if there's, it needs to.
To vote. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna ask, does anyone feel that there should be any changes to the survey? Does anyone have any concerns or anything with it? Okay, then we'll move on. So if we're not gonna change it, then we don't have to vote on it, right? Okay.
Here was the motion. Give authority to the director eval committee to finalize the evaluation process and present it to the board in December.
Okay.
So
All
you're
right.
covered there.
So, do we have any announcements?
I do not have any.
No? No announcements?
Say any reminders? Like the,
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the VIP opening of the Smithsonian exhibit is Saturday at 11. So some of you already RSVP'd, I believe. Trying to think. Is there anything else?
Did they get all the, I believe I saw in your report that they got the parking lot all finished and everything.
At Knob?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, it looks good.
And there's gonna be a companion,
Exhibit?
exhibit.
Yeah, there's some smaller exhibits, so they have one, that's for the city, like City of Knob, there's one Whiteman, they did 3, and I can't remember. But they're all,
Whiteman, the state park, and the city.
yeah,
'Cause I worked on the state park one.
I should have asked Dan, I forget he was part of
Yeah.
it.
I saw pictures, they look really nice.
Yeah, I did too.
So they will be there at the same time as the Smithsonian? Okay, that'd be nice.
And what was the other announcement, or reminder?
reminder that people can go and work there.
Yes, you can go and volunteer, and actually, the very first day, or actually the second day, the 19th, I'm supposed to be there all day, but I may not be able to. So if there's anybody that's available could help on that day, that would be great.
And where is it that you go to
Knob
volunteer? No,
We
but
have,
how do you sign up? Or where do you,
Oh.
where can you see what days are needed, I guess?
you
Or-
can't.
Okay.
But the branch manager, so Laura Parent, I think you respond to her, but you can also send it to me and we can get it to her.
Okay.
To add to the calendar, and I can look at the calendar as well. So if you have any questions, whether there's, you know, available time or whatever, you can give me a call and I can look it up.
And I was really pushy and told them I wanted a chair. Every time I go do an event, I just mention, I would like a chair available, so.
Well, and we were sitting, because you were talking about, once the exhibit gets in the room, and I'm like, because I'm planning on going every Tuesday and just working from there. And so I'm like, where are you gonna put me? Like, are we gonna have room for a little table and a chair for me to sit at with the laptop or what? So.
That's true, because I could probably do the same thing.
So,
Is it true that someone's supposed to be in the room at all
yes,
times?
that is correct, yes.
Because of the sensitivity of the display.
And the artifacts involved and all of that, yeah, that's one of the requirements that Smithsonian has.
And how long is it gonna be there?
The 18th through is it the January 29th? It's about 6 weeks, yeah.
And you have to have somebody in the room that did it for 6 weeks.
Well, anytime the library.
Anytime the library's
Open.
I did want to, I don't know if this is an announcement, but I did want to, thank the staff for inviting us to the Christmas party. It was quite entertaining. Had some bowling people over there. And Santa was there, and I got my picture taken, and my grandkids were very jealous.
Do you want pictures? Haven't checked your email?
I have checked my email, and I'll take care of that.
Okay.
Yay. I don't think I took any. I saw the email.
I don't have anything else.
Anything else? Then I guess I will adjourn this meeting. Do I have a motion?
No, okay.
Don't
fine.
just adjourn it.
Not to adjourn. Okay. I don't think, right? I don't think we do. I
I
think
don't
we
know, our
just
school
adjourn.
board does, so I get confused.
Some do,
Some do and some don't, yeah, I don't think. Look at the minutes.
I know.
Nope, you just adjourned me.
Okay, I adjourn the meeting.
All right.
Thank you all.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, bye.
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 Have a happy holiday.